In episode 201, Natalie receives a call from Bryce while on her way to pick up Liam from school. Bryce questions her about her interaction with Tony, expressing jealousy. Natalie reassures him that they are just work colleagues, but Bryce abruptly hangs up, leaving her puzzled and frustrated. Later, when Natalie arrives at Liam's school, she notices Brad's car parked nearby. Liam's ex- excitedly greets, greets her and mentions that Brad has been waiting for a long time. Bryce remains in the car and does not engage in conversation, creating tension during the ride home. At home, Bryce isolates himself in his study, contributing to the strained atmosphere. Natalie helps with dinner, spends time with Liam, and eventually tries to ignore the tension. Later, as she passes Bryce's study, he pulls her inside and kisses her passionately. He warns her about challenging his patience, revealing his jealousy. The next day, Natalie arrives at work early, trying to avoid Bryce. She keeps herself occupied with work and reflects on the conflicted feeling arising from Bryce's action. Despite the tensions, she continued to focus on her responsibilities at work. Later, Jill suggests going out for lunch, but Natalie is hesitant due to Bryce's warning. However, before she can respond, the receiving a call from Billy, creating a new intrigue in the story. In episode 202, Natalie receives a call from Billy who expresses his gratitude from the support during challenging time. Billy suggested taking Natalie out of dinner as a way to thank her. Jill, who is present during the call, is eager to be part of gathering and delighted when Natalie decides to turn into a group event. Later at a restaurant they are led to provide room where Willie awaits despite the initial awkwardness. Awkwardness. The atmosphere lightness as Jill reassures Billy of her unwavering support and Tony toast to their camaraderie in suppressing moment. Billy expresses deep gratitude to Natalie, even bowing to her appreciation. The episode ends with sense of camaraderie and mutual support among the group. In episode 203, Natalie hosts a dinner to thank Billy for helping her during the meal. Jill torn between the loyalty to her ideal Billy and her boss Natalie feels uneasy after dinner. Billy goes to the restroom and encounters Ronald Clamp, the manager of the Heaven Club, who expresses interest in buying the land of the east side of the city. Billy refuses to sell, and Ronald offers an astonishing 300 million. Despite the tempting offer, Billy stands firm on keeping the land. Jill, overhearing the conversation, faces a dilemma about whether to reveal the condition between Billy and land to Natalie, questioning her loyalty to her idol and boss. The episode ends with unresolved tension and uncertainty. In episode 204, Jill feels guilty after overhearing a conversation between Natalie and Billy about the land of the east side of the city. Despite the Natalie tries to divert the conversation by mentioning Tony's upcoming film project. Billy, unaware that Natalie is referring to his land, asks about the mentioned place of land. Natalie shares that she was trying to help shamans by its revealing her intention to settle a debt. Billy appreciates Natalie's honesty and feels she's a trustworthy friend. Jill revealed that Billy did not suspect her decide to keep the secret and expresses gratitude for the dinner. The episode ends with Natalie thanking Billy and acknowledging his willingness to help her return. In episode 205, Billy Vicker, usually easygoing, surprises his assistant by acting unusually silent and deep in thought. He decides to sell the piece of land he was adamant about keeping before. Meanwhile, Natalie, returning late in, is surprised to find Braves in her room. They have a tense conversation about late return and scent of alcohol on her. Brace asserts his authority and kisses Natalie, leaving her in a state of mixed emotion. Despite their en- encounters, Natalie remains focused on work and worries about how to repay Brace for his financial losses related to the land. In episode 206, Natalie receives a letter indicating the assignment of land property right for the piece of the brass wanted. Initially suspicious, she called the law office listed on the paperwork and confirmed its authenticity. However, she is puzzled as to why the property has been transferred to her. Natalie decide to reach out to Brace for clarification and rushes to his office. Brace's assistant Jane is surprisingly respectful and escorts Natalie to Brace's private office, creating curiosity among the staff about Natalie's relationships with Braces. The episode ends with Natalie about to enter Brace's office for explanation. In episode 207, the story revolves around Natalie and Brace. Natalie receives a mysterious property transfer document, and upon realizing its authenticity, she wants to repay Brace for saving her life by giving him the land. Brace, surprised and excited, asks her colleagues Jane to verify the document. However, Brace hesitates to accept the gesture, expressing that Natalie does not need to repay any favor. Despite Brace's resistance, Natalie decides to leave, but invites her to lunch, creating an awkward situation due to their past romantic encounter. The story explores themes of gratitude, guilt, and complexities of relationships. In episode 208, the story continues with Natalie with Brace. They attract attention in the office, and Natalie is uncomfortable with scrutiny. As they reach the company restaurant, Brace orders and Natalie start to relax. However, Brace uses the meal to test Natalie's knowledge of the mysterious property transfer. He questions her about the sender, and Natalie insists she has no clues. Suspic- Suspicion arises as recalls a recent dinner where Jill showed interest in the land, but Tony and Billy seemed less involved. The plot thickens as Bryce seeks answer and Natalie navigates the complexities of the situation. In episode 209, the plot thickens as Natalie and Bryce navigate the aftermath of property transfer revelation. Bryce expresses gratitude to Natalie, surprising her with his softened demeanor. However, their movement is interrupted by Jane, catching them in a compromising situation. Jane brings news about the property documents authenticity and praises Natalie's supposed prowess. Little does Jane know that the owner of the land is Billy, raising questions about Brace's reaction when he discovers this. Given Brace's exciting concern about Natalie's con- connection with Billy, this unexpected gener- generosity might indeed sow seed to doubt and suspicion in Brace's mind. The involving dynamics between the character promises further twists and turns in the story. In episode 210, the plot thickness as Natalie receives praises for her success from Jane and Brace acknowledges her achievement. Despite the formalities, there's an underlying tension between them. Natalie, feeling frustrated, excuses herself to go back to work and Braces reluctantly lets her leave. Natalie reflects on her blushing tenderness tendencies around Braces, only to her interrupted by Mark Ellington, who is furious about losing a client to Tony. A, a confrontation ensues with Natalie, dismissing Ellington and asserting herself. However, the situation escalates when Ellington attempts to physically harm Natalie, prompting her to defend herself with a coffee mug and call for help. The coffee disturbance leaves Natalie with a sense of triumph. Even as Jill expresses concern, Natalie, satisfied with the outcome, resumes her work. Reading through the document Ellington provided, the story takes an unexpected turn with the confrontation leaving readers eager to see how Natalie handles the aftermath.